Curry leaves or curry plants is a tree crop grown in Ghana, and the leaves used as a spice in the preparation of food. It is planted and exported to the European market. My name is Enyonam and welcome to the Ghanaian Farmer YouTube channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe and share every interview you watch on this channel. On this channel, you can find interviews on vegetables, on livestock, on aquaculture, and every other thing, agribusiness, technology. We bring you everything insightful tips on agriculture here in Ghana and in Africa. We are all the way in the Volta region in Marflesh Trust Ghana Limited. And to my surprise, I find this particular spice or this particular crop called curry. The women will know what is curry. It is very, very profitable, less stressful, easy to plant. Production of planting materials on your own. It's a one-time farming that when you do, you make a lot of profit. My name is Enyonam. I'll go in for a quick breather. When I come back, the officer in charge, Matthew, will be joining us to tell us more about how to systematically go about cultivating your own curry leaves. I'll be right back after this. And thanks for joining me on the Ghanaian Farmer YouTube channel. My name is Enyonam. If this is your first time on my channel, please subscribe and also remember to share the link. Please, this platform is here to educate and enlighten you about agriculture in Ghana and in Africa. We bring to you everything on agriculture, from crops to livestock to horticulture, aquaculture. We want you to find a niche for yourself. Agribusiness, whatever it takes to survive or find a path in farming is what we do on this platform. Today, I am once again in Marflesh Trust Ghana Limited because we have a lot to come your way from Marflesh Trust Ghana Limited. Now, you can see some tree right here next to me, in between myself and Matthew. It is not an ordinary tree, but this is called curry leaves. It's called curry leaves. It is a spice used in cooking here in Ghana, in Europe, everywhere. Everybody who loves spicy food uses curry at a point. So we'll be discussing about curry farming here in Ghana for you to know a bit more about it. And joining me is Matthew. Matthew, thanks for joining me.
All right, thank you.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Now, when we say curry leaves, what kind of plants are we talking about?
Yes, curry leaves. Normally, that is the leaves, but it is curry tree.
Curry tree.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is herbaceous shrubs. So when we say shrubs, it's mainly because it has a main trunk. That is the main stem with so many branches.
Okay.
So it belongs to the family, the shrubs in terms of plants classification.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you plant curry plants with seeds, or how do you get the planting material? How do you come by it?
Yeah, mainly it is done by stem cutting.
Okay. Okay.
Normally we term it as hardwood cutting.
Right.
Yeah, because their stems are very hard.
The stem you get, is it the fresh one or the dry one?
Preferably, you need to get a bit older, not the fresh stem. Yeah, the hard one, the matured one, the one that have the stem, the pulps around the stem being turning white.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So when you have the stem, you know, I'm sure you buy it from abroad.
Yes.
So when you receive the stem, what happens to it before it is planted? Do you nurse it? Do you keep in water? How do you, what's the process? Run us through the process.
Yes. So when the stems arrived,
yes,
what we will do is you pot them probably in the small bags, planting bags. Yes. So
how do you mean potting? What's that? What does it mean?
Potting means just probably getting some organic manure or some good soil inside planting bag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you do like that and put the stem inside and then allow it to sprout.
For how long will it take before it starts sprouting?
For the sprouting, this one 3 weeks you could see it starts sprouting. You could
Okay.
see the notes coming.
Right. 3
Yes.
weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when it starts sprouting within that 3 weeks, is that the time for you to move it to the field for planting now?
No.
Okay.
If it sprouts, you have to allow it to grow up small. Approximately, let me say, another 2 weeks would be very good.
Okay.
Yeah, before you send it to the field. Yes.
Okay. What land is good for planting curry?
Yes. For curry leaves, normally it tolerates so many soil types.
Okay.
Yes. So, but what does when you do it in a marginal land, like a clay-like or very gravel area, it will not do well because it needs a lot of water. So, preferably, as we all know, normally loamy soil or sandy loam soil, it is preferable maybe. But I'm sure most of the soil in Ghana here can do well.
Okay.
Yes.
Can curry be planted all year round?
Yeah, it can be planted. It's a tree crop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it need a lot of water or a lot of sunshine? What kind of weather is good for curry?
Yes, it needs a lot of water, but not so much sunshine.
Okay.
So normal, that's why when you are to plant it, you don't do it in the dry season. If you do it in the dry season, you have a lot of problems in terms of their growth.
Okay.
Yes, so it is preferable than in the rainy season, early beginning of the rainy season.
Okay.
Or maybe into the some 1 month to the end of the rainy season.
Okay.
It doesn't need, because Ghana here, over here, getting to the end of the rainy season, normally we are entering into the dry season where temperature and then probably sunshine, because of the weather condition. Even some few days you could see some dew forming. Yes, it is best. That is the temperature, yeah,
for you to plant curry.
Yes, it doesn't like so much sunshine.
Okay. Now, when you're about to plant the very small stem that has, sprout out, how deep should I dig the ground before planting?
Yes. Normally, what we do is at least 5 centimeters on the ground.
Okay.
That is the depth of planting.
Okay.
Should be 5 centimeters.
And how many stem am I supposed to put in one hole?
Or just one.
One.
It's just one stem per hole because it's a tree.
Right. Yeah. Okay. I also realized there's a lot of space in between the plants. Why?
Yes. Why so? Because if you get them closer, normally what the problem you'll be having is the photosynthesis, the sunlight.
Okay.
Yes, it doesn't need so much sunlight.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that it does not need sunlight. So they will be shading off. One will be covering the other.
Okay, so what's the preferred distance in between each crop?
Normally we prefer to take at least 30 centimeters should be okay. 30 centimeters should be okay.
And you said you have about 3 acres.
Yes, 3 acres. Yes.
Okay. So how long does it take to mature?
Curry leaves take 3 years, but the first year you can start cutting the leaves.
From year 1?
Yeah, from year 1 you can start cutting the leaves.
Okay. So how many times do you harvest at the 1 year period when you start harvesting? How many times?
So for the harvesting of the leaves, normally 2 months, at least 2 months interval is enough for you to get the leaves.
Every 2 months?
Yeah, every 2 months you can harvest. Yes.
Okay. Now when you're about to harvest, do I cut the whole tree or I cut just bits and pieces of the branch? How do you go about the harvesting?
Yeah, in order to safeguard the plant itself and then ensure that you continue harvesting the leaves, what you do is you take the side branches.
Okay.
It's the side branches that you take.
Okay.
But after the main stem, normally you leave that one so that it can continue growing. Okay. It grows a bit taller.
How long did you say curry tree can last for?
This one is a tree. If you leave it even 30 years, it can still be there.
Really?
Yes. If nothing happened to it, it will be there. It's like any other tree crop. You could leave it.
Can curry plant or tree be grown for commercial purpose, or it's normally done for small scale?
Yeah, you can do it on a commercial base.
Okay.
Yes. because it is not a tree that requires so much work. Yeah, but it is beneficial to if you do it on the commercial basis.
Talking about work, do you add any form of input at all when you've planted your young curry plant? Do you add any form of manure like you do to other plants?
Yes, but that is done at the potting stage. Okay. So when you bring the planting bags, as they are still inside the planting bags, when you bring it to the field to plant, you do not only remove the stem itself, you remove plus the medium, whatever it is in the bag.
Right.
And then you dig the hole and then put it inside. So with that, you don't need any other fertilizer. If you like, you can just add some manure, but if you don't like, it will do well with that.
Okay. Yeah. Is curry consumed, all that you plant here, is it consumed locally?
Not locally alone. It is also exported.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This is exported.
So how is the demand like? Me, I'm very concerned about the investment I've made and what I should be expecting. How is the demand, the market demand?
Yes.
Is it good?
As you can see, it is highly demanding because many people that like do this kind of foodstuffs where they need something to spice their meat and their food. Normally they take it. The demand is high, but just that it is not known. Many people probably do not have much idea on the curry leaves.
Okay.
Yes, but for Ghana, it is the outside that is highly demanded. But for Ghana, it's just some few people that are aware of it. But it means you have to create the market for Ghana, for instance. Because many people don't know much.
Lastly, does it have any disease outbreak that attack it? Because I know when it comes to farming, every crop has its own problem. How about curry? Does it have any pest outbreak or disease outbreak?
For pests and diseases, no. We have not recorded, but for pests, I'm sure this beetle, yeah, it is one of the common pests that affects tree crops, especially like coconut. You see it chop the leaves.
Right.
So this is also very spicy. If you smell it, so it loves it. So I think that is the only pest I can talk about it so much. But apart from that, diseases, yes, maybe on the. That's why you have to check if there is also this bacterial. Your soil is contaminated. I'm sure it may not. It may also affect it.
It will affect it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, lastly, if I have 1 acre land and I want to cultivate curry, how many stems am I likely to need to occupy 1 acre land?
For 1 acre land, you need about. Let me say you need about 2,000.
Yeah. 2,000
yeah,
pieces.
2,000 should be okay for you to plant 1 acre.
Okay. Yeah. Am I allowed or permitted to replant my old tree? You know, like tomatoes and pepper. At some of the farmers, when they harvest, they set some aside so that the next season they can actually replant it. Am I also allowed to cut some of the stems of my curry and keep it so that I can replant?
Yes, that is even your planting medium. That is for the moment you get the stem. That is the end of the story.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nice. I mean, that's pretty cool. So the rest, you don't have to buy.
Yes, the rest is left with you to multiply and plant the number of acres you want.
Oh,
the only thing you need is when you just, because maybe if you need it for planting material up to this point, probably you start cutting, taking some of them and be potting them.
Okay.
And when they sprout, you come and continue planting.
Okay.
So the only thing is the initial supply. Yes, you are going to get. But
so
the rest,
it's just once.
Yes, it's just once.
I see.
Yeah, the rest you can get the multiplication yourself.
Okay, so there you have my brother and friend Matthew enlightening us about curry plants or curry leaves. If you're thinking about planting or going into farming and you don't want crops that will give you so much stress, you need a lot of money. Today you are buying input. Do they are spraying? Do you are doing that? There's another option, a brilliant option you can consider. You buy the planting materials once, and subsequently you can multiply. It depends on the acres of land you have. My name is Enyinam, and this is the Ghanaian farmer in the Volta region, Tadjavu, precisely in Marvelous Trust Ghana Limited. I told you there is a lot that we haven't covered from this farm. So every time I will bring you something new from Marvelous Trust. But this, looking at it, it looks like a neem tree, but it's not a neem tree. This is a lot of money. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe and share the link. Until then, I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.